Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If it's not your first time, thank you for coming back. Y'all got to give me 1 second, okay? I got to go fix this on Facebook. All right, let's see. Let us see the settings, the comments, follower, block comments with links. Good. Very, very good. Okay. So, welcome, guys. Germanica. Okay. I'm sorry. All signs. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is this correction was destined to happen. So, don't mind my face. I was doing stuff in the sun and, got myself messed up. So let me get these cards ready. Ooh. I hope I don't get a goggle tan. Fuck. Oh my god, I got a forehead tan. What the fuck? Okay. Hold on. I gotta just digest this for a second. I have a respirator tan. Fuck. And a goggle tan. This part of my forehead. You guys. You guys. Do you see the tan line? You guys. Hold on. This one is worse. It's tan. Anyways. Ooh. Would you believe I even purchased a pop-up tent to shield me from the sun, except I did not realize which direction the sun moves because I faced the tent the wrong way. It's okay. But guess what, guys? Today is Kathy's birthday. And I just want to sing Kathy happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Kathy. All right. Hi, Leilani. Okay. Let me focus. Hi, Leilani. Sorry. Let me focus because my focus is all over the place. So let me just get some of these cards ready. This correction was destined to happen. Ooh. Something is about to get fixed, right? Kathy, if you hop on, oh, she's here. Everyone's wishing you happy birthday. All right. Kathy is just one of the most amazing people. One of the things that really made me feel like, all right, and this is during a period where I kind of felt like, you know what? Everybody fake, everybody phony, everybody just sucks. I don't want any friends. Right? What do you expect, Facebook? Right? And I was just like, everybody trying to use me. Ain't nobody got my back. All of these really, all these just really like ugly feelings and thoughts. Right? And then next thing you know, one day Kathy messages me and is like, Emmy, I don't play that shit. She's like, these things are being said about you, and I don't like that. I was like, Kathy really loves me. I mean, I already loved you from the start, but it was just like, oh my God, she's real like me. She's real. And I've loved you even before that, and I'll continue to love you. You're amazing. There's quite a few of you who are just, amazing, and you're real, and you're not here for the you know, for the novelty of it, you know what I'm saying? It's just this thing of like, we resonate. It's a real connection. And for those of you who I have that real connection with, I deeply appreciate you. And especially right now, Kathy has my major lovin's because it's her birthday. It's her birthday. It's her birthday. All right, let's get started. Ooh, this correction was destined to happen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yup. Yup. Someone tried to use this upside down magic. Like they were trying to do stuff to you. They were trying to do stuff to you. Created an upside down cycle. It like triggered something inside you that really got you, all up in your feels. Sorry. You got all up in your feels, and then um it caused you to, kind of become destabilized a little bit. Um it's something that's being corrected right now, right? The shadow is being pushed out. This is part of the correction that's taking place. Whatever effects that this upside down dark magic type thing had on you, it's not going to have that same effect anymore. But you're going to have to choose to exit out of that space. You know what I mean? Like really choose to exit out of these cycles, like over and over and over. I think a lot of what happens is that we don't allow ourselves to accept that we have a right to protect ourselves. We have a right, an obligation to ourselves to ensure that our sovereignty, our energy, all of that is not like disrespected. And it's not that you have to respond or be reactive to everybody, right? You got to pick and choose what you're going to respond to, what you're going to use your energy on. I love this. I love all of this. I love all of this. Ooh, oh, I can't tonight, but I'll probably try to do it tomorrow after I teach classes. I want to show you guys this, okay? I'm going to airdrop this. Come on, Labito. There you are. Patatatam. I'm patatatam. All right, so there it is. Let me just. I'm super like, my energy's been so hyphy lately without even trying. Just tell me where to go. Tell me where to go. Dum, dum. Okay, let me go ahead and share this. So I was doing some cleansing of my space, right? Because there's just too much caca. Too much caca. And so I was like, you know what? I need to do my part, maintaining my space, maintaining my field. And I was going to take a picture of this, I was taking pictures. And suddenly, because I was watching YouTube, I was watching YouTube, and it registered in my ear what the person on the screen had just said. I was like, whoa, what? And I listened to it, and it like I was so floored by what was said that I had to take a video um to kind of just help myself realize, like, I'm not imagining this. Listen. Once someone goes after you and attacks you and intentionally tries to consistently hurt you, you have to protect yourself. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I think maybe I'll play it again. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Once someone goes after you and attacks you and intentionally tries to consistently hurt you, you have to protect yourself. I was like, that's what happened. That's what I was like. I was totally like, uh, because what I was watching was about J-Lo and Mariah Carey. I was like, what the hell's going on? What's going on is I finally allowed myself to do what I need to do to really clear things out of my space for far too long. Those of you who are just like me, and it's pretty much all of you, we let people get away with all kind of caca. All kind of caca. No more. No more. Just no more. We're done. We, as a community, as individuals, as sovereign souls, we're done. This is not about retaliation at all. It's not about retaliation. I'm not big on that. That's just, cuz then you got to be ugly like them. Um, you know. No, we're not suckers. We do it because we're lovers. We love people. We know what it feels like to be in spaces of struggle, spaces of loneliness, spaces of, just kind of being excommunicated and all of these things. And we don't want other people to feel that way. That's why we do it. That's why, you know? And for the average person, that's not a bad thing to do, to help the average person. What the bad thing is when we get that feeling that this is not an average person. This is someone who is, making you feel some kind of way. And then you guilt and shame yourself into this space of, oh my God, I'm so mean. They're already going through something. I just need to help them. I should just help them instead of being judgmental. And you know what? So my husband's right. I'm totally a klepto. I am. What? It's you know what? Stop. So I'm totally a klepto. I believe this rock came home with me from the Black Hills. Black Hills in in South Dakota. South Dakota. Uh and it was in a vortex for quite some time. I'm totally like, "Ooh, you're womping. I should just go in my pocket." And my husband be seeing me do these things, and he's like, "What are you fucking doing? That shit's hella big. Put it back." No, I like it. It's womping, womp. And it has sat in a box for I don't know how long. And I was like, oh, I need something to protect my desk. I need something to protect my desk because I don't want black candle on my desk. And then I was trying to find something. And then the next thing you know, I noticed this box. It was on top of a Bible. Oh my God. I gotta show you. Hold on. I know exactly where it is. Hold on. I'll be right back. It's right here. It's right here. It's here. Look. It's right here. Okay. So, and then I also have like this amazing card from like just another really, just such an amazing, amazing, amazing woman. I love her. I love, love, love her. I love her. But yeah, so I used it as my, ooh, I used it as my, what is this? Oh, and it's another thank you card. Oh, this, oh, it's all gluten and shit. I keep shit, you guys. I did not steal the Bible. It was gifted to me. But I have taken Bibles before. So this Bible was given to me by another really good friend. Oh, you guys. I love this. I don't know, but I just saw it. It's light up the darkness. It's just a fucking powerful moment. Oh, ooh. Psalms 44, verse 2. You yourself by your hand drove away even nations, and you proceeded to plant them. You went breaking national groups and sending them away, for it was not by their own sword that they took possession of the land, and their own arm was not what brought them salvation, for it was your right hand and your right arm in the light of your face. Oh my God. Ooh, by you we shall push our adversaries themselves. Ooh, in your name we shall tread down those rising up against us, for it is not in my bow that I kept trusting. Ooh, I'm about to cry. What the fuck is going on? Oh, where is this from? If this note made its way into your hands, please accept the message of hope it offers because it's for you. Oh, I just find random ass shit and I put it in my pocket. I put it in my pocket. I don't steal things. I'm not a thief. Come on now. But when creation gives me these little messages, I put that shit in my pocket. I save it for a good day. I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Ooh, let light come to be, then there came to be light. Like, I don't know why I stuck my finger here. There came to be light to light up the darkness, right? That's what we are. We're the light. Light created first day, luminary, fourth day, luminary, source of fourth day, sun, moon, stars. Heavens created long before first day, but their light didn't light me. What? But I don't know, but I didn't write it. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I love this. So sometimes what I do, I'm a little bit klepto. If it like makes me feel some pitter patters in my heart, I'm like, okay, get in my pocket, baby. Get in my pocket, baby. You coming home with me? You got a new home now. Your new home is with me. Get in my pocket. So what I do, I got a question, right? I don't know what the question is, but I'm gonna hold on. Let me stick this somewhere in the back. And I've had this for years. I've had this for years. Let's go ahead and let's ask a question. Does this correction really need to happen? Okay. Ooh, for you do not take delight in sacrifice, otherwise I would give it. In whole burnt offering, you do not find pleasure. The sacrifices to God are a broken spirit, a heart broken and crushed. Oh God, you will not despise. Mm. In your goodwill, do deal well with Zion. May you build the walls of Jerusalem. In that case, you will be delighted with sacrifices of righteousness. Ooh. 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 I'm saying, but verse 51. Oh, I don't know. Psalm 51. We're starting at 5. Look, with error I was brought forth with birth pains, and in sin my mother conceived me. Look, you have taken delight in the truthfulness itself, in the inward parts, and in the secret self. May you cause me to know sheer wisdom. So you're being asked to go deep into your secret self, right? You're being asked to go all the way deep into the parts of you that you hide from the world, the parts of you that you have not yet found favor in, the parts of you that God created to be witnessed, but you have felt shame and would not allow others to witness. And then it says, may you purify me from sin with hyssop that I may be clean. Oh, hyssop is very good for like exorcism. Telling you. May you purify me from sin with hyssop that I may be clean. May you wash me. Oh, that I may become whiter even than snow. May you cause me to hear exultation and rejoicing. That the bones that you have crushed may be joyful. Wipe out all my errors. Create in me even a pure heart. Put within me a new spirit, a steadfast one. Ooh. Restore me to the exaltation of salvation by you, and may you support me even with a willing spirit. Ooh, I will teach transgressors your ways, that sinners themselves may turn right back to you. Ooh. Ooh. May you open these lips of mine that my own mouth may tell forth your praise. Ooh, I'm saying a lot of this. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm. Show me favor, O God, according to your loving kindness. According to the abundance of your mercies, wipe out my transgressions. Through me, thoroughly wash me from my error and cleanse me even from my sin. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Ooh, I feel like God lives in all of us, right? I feel like God lives in all of us. And sometimes people will come to you because coming to you is like going to church. And part of what happens is if you forget exactly what it is you're here to do, that trip to church, that trip into your presence, for you are a living church, right? You are a living sanctuary of soul itself. Sometimes you forget. And when you forget, you allow a lesser person, a lesser consciousness, right? They're not as aware and as developed in their awareness as you are. So that means at that moment, they're a lesser consciousness. And so your task to help lead them into a space, guide them, lead them, encourage and empower them into a space that will help them to see, I am inviting you to be a reflection of the growth I have experienced myself. I am inviting you to transcend the limitations of these very dense emotions that you have felt. And it's not that it's your fault. It's just that if you forget that this is the task at hand, um, there are those who have become so twisted and malignant in their perception and their behavior, and they will try and coerce you to allow them to have dominion over you. No, that should not be allowed ever, 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 ever. And I think that's what's happened. You know, you don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in spirituality. You don't have to share my beliefs. I feel like the most powerful church is a living church, meaning a community of people coming together and sharing their thoughts. And in that sharing of thoughts, we are gifting each other the opportunity to see life and circumstance from various perspectives that we don't normally live in, right? We don't normally have. And that's a very powerful thing, except when the people you're listening to have malignant intentions. It's still a powerful thing, but that's it usually doesn't end well for people like us who just want to help. People like us who don't have other intentions. We don't have an ulterior motive. We literally just want to help. You know what I mean? We just want to help. That's it. So we have to be careful. Something is going to be cleared from our life. This correction is destined to occur. It's always been destined to occur. Once it is done, teaching you everything that you need to learn, and you return back to this place of ultimate power over yourself. We're not trying to control other people. Ultimate power over yourself. What ends up happening is the correction will be initiated. You are not initiating the correction. You are simply going to become very aware that the correction is starting to occur. Okay. And it's gonna boom, 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 right? So whatever this dark intention was against you, if you allow yourself to align to the reality of creation's desire to protect you, right? We're all children of creation, right? So people might be like, well, if we're all children of creation, God can't protect you from your sibling. I beg your fucking pardon, he can. I beg your pardon. What? I tell you right now, if I see one of my kids picking on one of their siblings, you're getting corrected. I'm going to tell you, hey, I don't like that. Just like I don't like when your siblings do this to you. I don't want you doing this to your sibling. That's not okay with me. Find another way to entertain yourself, find another way to play. Okay? Absolutely. A responsible parent will stop a sibling from hurting another sibling. You don't just like, oh, there's siblings fight. No, you got to step in and be like, hey, you better knock it off. That's not okay. That is not how we play in this house. That is not how we treat our family members, right? So I feel like Daddy God, we call him Daddy. Daddy is going to step in and make sure none of their tomfoolery is going to become fulfilled. Their cup is about to be emptied. You know what that means? You know what that means? Part of the correction involves the removal of those that support and enable this nasty person. I bet you they smell like cheese. That's like my, um, I don't know. Let me just stop. There's this one person in the world. I'm not even ashamed because it's only this one person that I'm like this with. Um, they're horrible. They are, it's the truth. They're a horrible person. And I am now, and I hope you guys can understand and have patience with me as I go through this. I'm now allowing myself to exist in a space of immense, powerful capacity. And that requires me to enter into my shadow aspects. So you might see me get a little, shadowy. Get a little shadowy. And I'm also going to be more open in when it comes up. I'm not going to go out of my way because this person's a piece of shit anyways. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, but it's like this thing of like, I've been wondering all day, why do you always look so fucking sweaty and greasy? Like, what is that about? What is that about? You're a grown ass man. Well, chronologically, you should be, but I mean, let me stop. Let me stop. I am giving myself permission when the fancy strikes me. I'm about to let myself be a dark Piscean. You know what that means? I know how to hurt feelings. There's only one person I will do this to. Swiss Satan. Yeah, I'm saying, right, L? Right? Like, I don't give a fuck if I hurt your feelings. It's been how many years? It's been how many years? That's what you get. My intention is to hurt your feelings. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Febreze won't work. It's, I when I happen to have to look at one of their images, I get this sense that they probably smell like laundry that wasn't immediately dried and got moldy. Y'all know what that smells like, right? Okay, I'm bored. You bored me. Not you guys. Not you guys. Yeah, they smell like mildewy laundry. And then I would assume under the headband, who the fuck? Anyways, under the headband or beanie, because they were trying to copy my style. It smells like cheese. And I like cheese, but not any type of cheese I would. I'm just good. Anyways, so it's not going to be allowed to be fulfilled. Okay. Whatever this is that's being attempted on you, it's not going to be allowed to be fulfilled. Notice how the cup is upside down. You know what happens when a cup's upside down? Everything's falling out. Everything is going to spill out. That includes the truth. That includes the removal of support. Okay. Tone it down, Miss Nicolina. Tone it down, Emmy Nicolina. Okay. Yeah, no, including the support. Um, I think for some, maybe they're receiving financial support from someone else in order to continue their maltreatment of you, right? That's about to be cut away. I'm saying it's about to be cut away. Yeah, no, it's getting cut away, which is good. And then this imagination that they've been like really, really going overboard with. Oh, buddy. The reality of the behaviors is about to set in. The reality of the consequences for the behaviors is being hand delivered. Hand delivered, right? There are just some things that are just so satisfying. One of those things would be the downfall of evil people. I'm not hoping for like death or anything like that. I'm totally in this space of for the evil ones, they should we should ensure that they live a very long life while being confined and having all of the support in every sense of the word support removed, revoked. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. Because then they're forced into this space for a prolonged period so that they can learn how to behave in a group setting. right? So live a very long time being miserable as fuck, which I'm not going to check in, right? Don't check in with that. Like, leave them there like that. With a knowing that that's what they got. That's what they wanted. That's what they created. That's what they pushed out into the world. And it's being brought back to them. And they're being very lovingly burritoed like a newborn child because they want to act very fucking infantile. I don't care. I'm at a point where, and like I said, I only feel this way towards one person in this world, right? Only one person in this world I feel this way towards. A lot of people have done me so dirty and so wrong. And I'm just like, you know what? Whatever. It's already over. They don't have access to me. I'm never going to let that happen again. I'm never going to give them access to me again. We're never going to be friends. It's over. I don't need to feel any of that. With this one particular one, I revel in the knowing. It's about to be your turn. You wanted this so badly. Eat it up, bitch. Use 2 spoons. Suck it through a straw. You wanted it so bad. Lap it up. I don't feel bad for you. Mm-hmm. This is the face of a Piscean that's done. You know what I mean? Oh, well, right? I think if we can really harness this energy, because it's tying into the 8-8 portal, right? It's really tying into that 8-8 portal. And for those who are participating, I don't know, did I put the link? Hold on. Boom. Oh, here it is. Let me go ahead and comment it. I'll put it on the screen and I'll comment it so that you guys can click on the link if you want. For those who are participating in the 8-5 meditation, the abundance amplifier meditation, I'm going to be sharing with you how to do the correction that you saw in the video earlier. I'm going to be sharing that with you there so that when it comes to the 8-8 portal, the actual fire ceremony, and it's not something that is an extra thing, right? I'm just going to share it during that event. When it comes to the 8-8 portal, you'll have all the things that are necessary, which you probably already have all of these things in your home, regardless of what country you live in. And you can do this for yourself at the same time that I'm doing the 8-8 portal for our entire community. Something just like majorly shifted in the last few days. And I'm absolutely welcoming and embracing this shift that has occurred. This shift is opening pathways for the correction that has been absolutely necessary, but hasn't been allowed to come forward. So we need to take advantage of that. Okay. Not take advantage of other people, but take advantage of this opportunity to really clear out the things that are unnecessary. There are certain things that have gone on for far too long, just far, far, far too long. Okay. So this is you stepping into your true feminine power. People think like society is so convoluted. People think that women are traditionally supposed to be weaker than men and that, brute strength and yada, yada, yada. And then comes in, the toxic femininity, that toxic feminism. And it's like, I can do anything a man can do. Why would I want to? Why would I want to? Men are not our competition. And if you look at the animal kingdom, a mama bear does not need to compete and try and be the daddy bear. Okay. We all know if you're getting ready to serve someone up real hot, you're going into mama bear mode. They don't say papa bear mode, they say mama bear mode. When you're getting ready to rip someone's head off, figuratively, you're going praying mantis on them. Which of the praying mantids is doing this? Is it a specific subspecies within the mantid family? No, it's the female. It's the female, okay? The female. There's this one song from high school sometimes. Every once in a while, it pops in my head. It goes, shock, shock, horror, horror, shock, shock, horror. The female of the species is more deadlier than the male. It is, though. It is. I'm not talking about women just being angry. No, it has to be something that's very intelligently and intentionally harnessed for the greatest good of everyone involved. I'm not talking about bullying people. I'm not talking about throwing your weight around or anything like that. I'm talking about being able to stand your ground in a fairy ass position, all magical and shit. Just being an absolute goddess. Hi, Mel. Just being an absolute goddess. What do goddesses do? They create. They create, right? So, as you go through this and you step into this space of goddess energy, and it doesn't matter what your gender is, we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. And no, I am vehemently against the programs that are being run right now that are so negatively impacting our children. Those are programs. Telling you. When you go step into that space, you then begin to awaken into a space of massive awareness, right? This space of massive power, massive awareness. And this is where both your masculine and your feminine aspects will be. Just chillaxing in a meadow, allowing the awareness to do that awareness thing, right? Just because you're aware of something does not necessarily mean that you always have to rush to take action. Oftentimes, the most powerful thing you can do is kind of just quietly sit and observe for a period, just so you can see what is this person's actual intention. What are they really trying to do? And then after you find that out, after you suss it out, after you parse it, then you could be like, yeah, no, not here. No, you cannot. You are not welcome here. You need to go. Because look, you need to let go of the people who don't just want to hold your hand. They don't just need a hand up. What they want is a hand out so they could drag you into their darkness. No, that needs to be corrected. This is something that began in spring. It first, the first parts of this major undertaking that our souls are agreeing to initiate, it began in spring. This spring, not last spring. This spring that just passed, just a couple months ago, it began. And I think part of the way it began is when you became very uncomfortable, very frustrated in whatever situation you were needing to deal with, being forced to deal with, right? And so now the next part is being initiated. Like, what is this? I've never been able to figure out what this is a picture of. I've always wondered, like, what is that? I don't know. It's just stuff. But spirit is initiating it. Okay. You had to go through this period of initiation. What are you being initiated into? Your shadow space is where your power is. You had to go through the difficulties that you went through, not because you messed up, not because someone's more powerful than you, not because you're weak, not because you're a sucker, not because any of that. It's because it's part of the initiation process that you needed to go through in order to develop the level of maturity, intellectually, emotionally, and energetically, that is required for you to step into this next part that's coming. Okay. It's coming in autumn. It's coming in autumn. You know, I think a lot of us went through some stuff in spring. During the springtime, like I had a few mini freakouts. What? Don't we all? Don't we all? No, not really freakouts, but I had a few moments of just feeling very frustrated with situations that I allowed. And for some of those situations, I didn't even just allow it. I actually was the one that instigated it, right? Like, um, for example, a random ass example pops in my head. The house that I had previously chosen for my brother, I was the one that picked that house. He gave me a set of different amenities that he really wanted to keep him comfortable. And if you guys remember, he was like still halfway in the process of keeling over and leaving me. And I was like, no, we got to make life so good that you want to stay. It worked. It worked. So, this spring, I moved him to another house, an even nicer house. So I moved him to a house that he would be more comfortable because there's no stairs, right? It's like a single level. And so it's a lot easier for him not having to go up and down stairs. And it's definitely this thing where for a moment, I experience extreme frustration with myself, with the whole situation, um, because uh, it was just some shady ass shit that was going on. Not from me, not from my brother, but just shady ass shit. And it was this thing of like going through this internal cycle, this internal hamster wheel of like, I can't believe, God, why do I always go? No, you don't always. You don't always this or always that, right? You cannot make generalized statements like that and create absolutes out of independent situations. And it's either you did this and it initiated a cycle for you to see to whatever degree with clarity what your decisions can create, or the absolutes type situation, that mindset opened the doorway for something like a Trojan to enter into your space, your life, whatever it is, your friend circle, um, and really create some havoc. It's going to be corrected. It's already being corrected. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. You've gone through the things you've gone through. It's probably gotten you to the point where you're like, you know what? I'm done being nice, right? I'm done. You should be, boo. You should be done. See, when you're done, you need to act like you're done. You need to speak and communicate like you're done, right? Oh, wow. So, Mel, ooh, my boss is writing me as a narcissist. I've come close from walking away, but decided, hell no, I'm going to move forward and shine. So, part of your moving forward and shining is you now documenting everything. Okay. Properly documenting it and then initiating an internal complaint about a hostile work environment. Not giving legal advice. I'm just saying you need to do something like that. And it needs to be a thing that is very, very clear, very, very clear, that if the higher ups do not begin to address this situation, that increases the sense of a hostile work environment, which affects your productivity, your mental health, and ultimately leads to constructive discharge. Because if you're leaving because of your boss treating you like that, or however, whatever they're doing, that's constructive discharge. They basically fired you in such a way that you chose to fire yourself. No. When we're done, we need to act like we're done. We need to speak like we're done, right? But before you speak, you need to make sure you have the proper documentation in place. Okay? That includes, if you're having verbal conversations, that there is a digital communication that comes after that verbal conversation is done to reiterate everything that was communicated in the verbal conversation. Like, for example, your boss said that you needed to do XYZ. They need you to stay an additional 3 hours after your shift, but you're not going to get paid overtime. And if you don't stay, then you're not a team player. And, this and that. Okay. Well, after that, you're going to either email or text and be like, hey, Joe Schmo. I just want to confirm that you told me verbally that I needed to stay for 3 hours, because if I don't, I'm not a team player. This was not previously discussed, and that I won't be receiving overtime. If I misunderstood what you said, please do correct me by responding to this email or this text. I just want to make sure I understood that correctly. And if it's a text message, you need to make sure you screenshot that, because people can unsend. And then you just collect all of these. You just collect everything, right? You collect everything. And then when it comes time to really speak up, he wants to, I never did any of that. Oh, hold on. You must not save your text. It was on May 7th at 3:42 p.m. I had texted you, hey, Joe Schmo. People love it when I do that shit, because they don't assume that I am a documenter. I have been betrayed basically my whole life, betrayed and disappointed and lied to. One of the perks of having a narcissistic father was that I learned to document everything, even as a child. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy how empaths are formed, and the way that unsafe environment in childhood causes you to create some just very quirky coping mechanisms, especially when text messaging came out. Because then it was like, yeah, actually, no, I screenshot it. So do you want me to show you? Do you want me to show you what you said? Because I could show you. I could show you. Yeah. Yep. My father would get a lot of text messages from me of like, hey, I just wanted to make sure I heard you because I wasn't really paying attention. I was paying attention. I wasn't really paying attention. You said we're going to blah, 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 blah. And he's like, yeah. And when he goes, I never said that. Motherfucker, it's right here. This your phone number, right? It's you, right? Yeah. That's why he don't like me. He doesn't say shit to me. I'm gonna call you out on all your shit. Might not be right now. Might not be tomorrow. I promise you, I got a folder on you. Not you guys. Not you guys. Okay. So You might be feeling very separated from everyone because of what you're going through, right? Like you're feeling like no one else could possibly understand because no one else goes through these really effed up stuff like I do. Solitude, alone but not lonely. When you begin to take the personal offense, because we get, it's like we get offended, personally offended when people do what we already knew they were going to do. You guys, the gravity of that. We get offended when people do what we already knew they were going to do, but we didn't want to believe it because, like, what? Psychic much? Right? Right. So, if you can allow yourself to be like, okay, I already knew, but I didn't want to believe it. And this is kind of, because of that, I'm kind of a co creator. Um, a lot of people go through this, it's a natural, normal part of being an empath and developing your empathy and trusting myself. So, it kind of is what it is. I need to make sure I learn from this so I don't repeat it again. Right? You'll begin to realize you're just in this space of solitude. You're alone, but you're not lonely because you're not trying to avoid yourself. You're not trying to find ways to avoid seeing what your decisions has forced you to live through. It's your decisions. It's your decisions that give these people the opportunity to go full force into whatever it is they were going to do. Right? I've had plenty of people try and suck me back into these like really messed up cycles. As soon as I recognize it, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go. Oh, but wait, I'm sorry. I gotta go. Um, a couple, I think it was fire ceremonies ago. There was this one person who had a parasitic circumstance, and I was like, I'm sorry, but I can't help you with this. And I hope you find someone who can. There's plenty of other energetic practitioners that you might want to consider, but I can't accept your booking. And then Michael held me to a standard of accountability that was appropriate, that was necessary. He said to me, you need to be transparent, full transparency. And so I had to let the person know during the live stream. Michael told me to give you full transparency. It's not that I can't, it's that I don't want to. And I hope you understand. I will not be accepting your booking. And that's just that. But that's just that. Right? It's not me trying to be mean. It's not me trying to exclude people. It's me very much understanding the gravity of the awareness of where that connection, even if it's just through a session, where that's going to take me. It's going to take me right back to a space that I do not want to be in. Your sovereignty is your priority. If I had accepted that booking, and I'm not saying that person is being intentionally malicious, I'm saying I understand the cycles that I've been through with that person before. It's just one of those things, the parasitic stuff. And I don't want to be brought back to that. I'm not saying they were malignant towards me. I'm saying I don't want to deal with that because it affects me tremendously. It affects me. Um, It affects the way I feel about interacting with other people, not just that client, but just everyone in general. I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay. So I had to say, no, I'm sorry. But I do hope genuinely that you pair up with someone who's properly aligned for what you need to have done. I'm not the only one who can do these things. It is, I will say this, it is extremely hard to find another person who can do energetic, morphogenetic work to the degree that I do with a level of integrity that I have, right? That is hard to find, but it's not impossible. It is not impossible, you know? So it boils down to me trusting my intuition and trusting the person's um, ability to find what they do need. Because, baby boo, no, whatever you're serving out, I don't want none. I'm not hungry. No, thank you. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to sit at the same table because if you know someone throws food or coughs with their mouth open when you sit at a table to celebrate something, you know what I'm saying? You're like at a gathering. This specific person, I'm using an analogy now. I'm not talking about someone else. I'm using just a random analogy that popped in my head. If you're invited to a birthday party and you know that a specific guest um, does this, and you guys are at a restaurant, they have a tendency to speak with their mouth open and full and they're spitting everywhere. I really don't want that in my food. I'm good off the commingulation. So either I'm going to sit all the way on the other side of the table or I'm just not going to go. I'm not going to be like, oh, don't invite them. No, no, no. They have a right to be there. Just like I have a right to excuse myself from the event and just go back home and cook for myself. Right? That's my general rule of thumb. If there's going to be a gathering, and I know people who are toxic to me personally and have tried to triangulate me at some point. I don't know why people like to try and do that. Probably because they really believe this character that I play, that I am very just chill and I just like to joke around and help people and I'm just so nice. Yo, I have no chill. I have no chill. That's why I joke around so much so that I can just be funny as I have no chill. But if there is someone who has that history with me already, and they're invited to the event, I'm going to tell the host, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm sorry I can't make it though. But you guys have fun and send me pictures. I want to see how much fun everyone had. I'm not going to be like, "Oh, you can't invite them. If I go, they can't go." No, this is your event. It's about you. It's not about me. It's about you. It's for you. You're celebrating something. You celebrate. I'll call when it's time to cut the cake. I'll call. I'll sing happy birthday with everyone. But you go to your party. Do it. I can't make it though. Right? So this is about really making sure that whoever this is, whatever this is, it's not allowed to access you anymore. No more interaction, no more access. Okay. People don't understand. I don't give that advice willy nilly. I'm totally the type of person where, unless it's absolutely necessary, I'm not going to say that. I'm not. Because guess what? Um, I don't operate from a space of fear, right? I'm not going to tell you to avoid someone just because, oh, they're scary. No. Some people, you just need to be around them to understand, like, you're scared of something that you imagined, something you assumed. Other people, you're scared because you can feel they're plotting on you. You're going to have to learn to discern the difference between the two types. That fear of trusting yourself versus that fear that is very appropriate and it's serving as a warning. It's letting you know this is not someone you need to interact with, right? When I was a makeup artist, there was this photographer that everyone really liked, right? They really liked them. And they produced some some good work, but they booked me for a test shoot and I was going to be the makeup artist. And most of the models that are worked with are in their early 20s, right? Super early 20s. So this is my first time working with this photographer, and we're at his studio, and the model is in an outfit, and it wasn't properly fit onto her. And so it was kind of like opening in the chest area, right? It was like a gap. And at one point, he was having her position herself in a way that would further accentuate the opening on the chest. And I'm perfectly fine with nudity. Like when I was working in that industry, a lot of the models would be like just in their thong, and I'm like, "Boo! You can't sit in my makeup seat in your panties. Put something down on top of that, you know." But I don't care. You're topless. I don't care. I got some too. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not checking you out. I'm not going to be perverted. It's all good. I'm perfectly comfortable with nudity. But if you see that the person is not comfortable with nudity, is mm, you know what I mean? And she was not comfortable with nudity. So at one point it was shifting and shifting, and he was changing his angle, and it was this thing of he's trying to take a picture that will expose her nipple. And she kept going like this, and he got real upset. And he goes, "You're messing up the shot. You're messing up the shot, continuing to adjust your shirt. You need to just pose and really be in the moment." And she got really red in the face. He goes, "You need to compose yourself." Whatever the hell he said, something along those lines. And, she looks at me and I said, "Breathe. It's okay. I got you." So she breathes, her face goes back to normal. I powder her and I whispered to her again. I was like, "I got you. Don't worry." So digging in my bag, he starts taking pictures again. I'm digging in my bag and I find a clip. One of those like paper clips, the one with the two prong thingies, and you squeeze it and it has a black thing. Um, and I was like, "Oh, hold on. I need to adjust something in her makeup. I don't want to mess up the shot." He goes, "Okay, hurry." So I got my powder, I powdered her. And then I went ahead and I pulled the back of her shirt. I clipped it in the back. I said, "There, perfect." Oh boy, was he mad. And I went back out of the shot and I was like, "We're good to go." He was mad. I don't give a fuck. Do you think I give a fuck? I don't give a fuck. Sir, you're a GWC. You're just a guy with a camera. If you look at my portfolio, I have commercial campaigns under my belt as a makeup artist. I have internationally published work as a photographer. If you want to compare work, my shit blows your shit out of the water. You want to keep looking at me like this, I'm going to fucking report you. You're not going to take pictures of her titties without her consent, because that's not how it fucking works. You're not going to get your jollies at her expense. Oh, and I absolutely stood my ground. I didn't say any of that. I was just like, "We're good to go." And I just looked at him. He was upset. I don't care. You're not going to violate a young lady like that. And then afterwards, she was getting changed and I was taking all the hairpins out of her hair, and she's crying. And I was like, "It's okay." She goes, "I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I totally messed up the whole." No, you didn't mess up the shoot. That's a straight up GWC. Don't ever work with him again. Don't ever work with him again. And you let him know you revoke your consent to allow him to use your images, and those images need to be destroyed, or you're going to report him. And she was just like, "I don't want to make trouble." "I'll do it. I'll do it. You just let me know. You just let me know. You want me to say something to him right now? I will say something to him." He didn't have me sign a release. He cannot display my work that he took pictures of. I didn't sign a release. He told me to sign it, but I was like, "Oh, I'm still doing your makeup." I didn't sign that shit. It was a weird vibe to begin with. It was a very weird ass vibe to begin with. And I learned working in that industry, if it's a weird vibe, I'm not signing shit. I'm gonna tell you I'm real busy. I'll sign it before I leave. And I'll be sure to leave before it's signed. Fuck that. You guys have to act in alignment with what you feel. This correction was destined to happen. And I think whatever this is, it's an accumulation of all of the things that you've allowed to slide over your entire life, all balled into one. I also wouldn't be surprised if this correction also involves, oh, wait. I also wouldn't be surprised if this correction also involves or goes across multiple what you call it, multiple correction connections. Like, you're not needing to do anything in particular outside of being aware of your space and really needing to act in alignment with how you're feeling and what you are deciding. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So, if you don't want to do something because you're uncomfortable and you feel unsafe, do not say, "Oh, okay. No, it's no problem. I can." No. No. So, I'm going to have to be in an environment soon, not super soon, but soon, um, with a person that I've known for a very long time. And I'm pretty pissed off at that person. They haven't done anything to me, but I found out a lot of the things that have been going on behind the scenes. And again, they haven't done anything to me, so I can't really like be combative and confrontational. Um, but I don't like the injustice, especially when there's certain factors involved, right? And so I know that person is going to be in the that person is going to make it a point to be in the same facility that I'm going to be at. And I was telling I was telling their partner, like, girl, I don't know if I can keep my mouth shut. Like, if they try and initiate conversation, I don't know if I can behave myself and keep my mouth shut. I'm just gonna apologize in advance. And they're like, no, 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 don't, because then they're gonna blah 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 blah, and it's gonna be hard for the partner and this and that. And I'm kind of just like, well, I mean, like, I hope they don't go, because if they go and they say hi, I'm gonna totally be like, can you leave? You make me feel very uncomfortable. And she was cracking up. But I was just like, I'm serious. I'm gonna be like, hi, can you leave though? Because you make me feel very uncomfortable, and you really don't need to be here. I'm telling you, I'm just kind of like, I don't want to be around that, right? And then I realized I shouldn't pre-program myself to be waiting for that moment of confrontation, because that specific individual knows very well how I am and how outspoken and very blunt, very psychically aware. Like, don't even try and play. I will call you out on your shit. Don't try. Just say hi and then go. You're not going to assert your dominance here. I need to back up from that and just, I'm going there for a specific activity to assist. That's all I need to focus on. That's all I need to focus on. I don't need to create further complications in that environment by voicing something that doesn't need to be voiced. That person already knows how I am. And once they see me and I'm not super friendly, they're going to know, like, mm-hmm. So that's all. They're not going to try and interact with me. Well, I mean, even when I am perfectly fine with them, they don't interact with me anyways. It's just a quick, like, hey, how you guys doing? Very superficial. So I need to not wait for that dreaded type of interaction. I shouldn't wait for that. This is a period of extreme manifestation. If this correction is going to happen for you, you need to not create new blockages and new cycles as we are trying to clear out the ones that are consistently present. Today it's consistently present and needs to be cleared. You don't want to create more, right? So, card number 21, opulence, it's time to lead. So, this is a time of humbleness. It's in reverse. It's not time to be opulent. It's not time to lead. It's time to be very humble in your observation, quiet observation. Just really observe how life is stacking up all of these wonderful opportunities, wonderful circumstance, wonderful potentialities. Just keep observing and focus on the positive things, right? Focus on the positive, not worst case scenario that you're afraid is going to happen, right? So when I realized what I was doing with my mindset, I was like, no, it's going to be fine. There's not going to need to be any of that. They're probably going to say hi and they're going to feel very like uncomfortable because my energy is dominant in spaces. I usually try and hide it, conceal it, cloak it. This time I'm not. So they can say if they want, but they're going to feel that. They're going to feel very uncomfortable. That's on them. I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to keep doing the task that I came to that facility to do. Right. And just have it be that. So, because again, they didn't do anything to me personally, right? They didn't do anything to me personally. So, I need to kind of just stay in my own lane. I care very much about the person that got involved, person that got affected is the better word to use. I care very much for them, but I need to stay in my lane unless I'm invited by that person to intercede on their behalf. I was not. So, I have to respect that. And it's something that honestly I agree with. Because again, right now is a time where we all need to focus on clearing our ledger board, not adding more stuff to it and scrambling things more. So, card number 30, serendipity, merge with a flow. It's in reverse. You're not going to merge with the flow. You're going to create the rate of flow. Ooh, that's powerful. Bitches, what? I like that. I like that a lot. You're going to need to allow yourself to really really experience this period. Okay? So, um there was something that I saved from Instagram. It's from Warrior Goddess Training and it says, I will not change who I am. I will not get angry with you. I will not seek revenge and be spiteful. I will only be smart and change the role you play in my life. Ooh, ooh. And then there was another post that I saved. It was for a specific day, but I feel like it applies all the time. It says, what's meant for you will happen for you in a way that you could never expect or explain. It will feel like a miracle. Ooh, I love it. I love it. And then the next card, card number 17, minimus, commune with source. This is a time for you to allow yourself to be fully immersed in the source, in the environment that reverberates with the source of your discomfort of who you are. Right? So this can be environments where you don't feel welcome, environments where just random type things that probably make you feel like I don't want to be here. Well, because you're being triggered, and the triggering is bringing your attention to the parts of you that actually can very much be healed during this period and during this correction. but you have to let it happen. Okay. Card number 33, translucence, love the darkness. Yeah. I think for many of us, we're going to go through a very short period, a very acute cycle of dark night of the soul. Okay. This is not for ascension. This is so that you can um, be cognitive of being thrust into the shadow aspects of self. You're being given access to parts of you that are ridiculously powerful. Hold on, let me see. So, like last night, I went through this process, and I know you guys have seen the video of me playing with lightning, aerial. So I don't call it lightning, I call it hyper excitation, hyper subatomic particle excitation with aerial detonation. That's what I call it. Because that's how I talk. I know. I play with lightning. Hyper particle excitation with aerial detonation, right? And so last night uh I allowed myself to release something. Release like whatever energies were accumulating in my chest and making me feel, some type of way, right? Not necessarily a negative type of way, but feel some type of way like it might enter or head into a negative direction if I don't discharge some of the feelings, right? Some of the energy. So I don't I'm not going to claim that I did this, but it was a beautiful day yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know. Let me let me share it. I just airdrop is better. Okay. But this was the sky yesterday. And I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know what it means, but I found it interesting. Found it very interesting, to be honest. Um, Here, let me mute this. And it continued for hours. It continued for hours. Look at that. It's just nonstop. It's nonstop. And as a result, y'all know I have a little Chewini. Joy, Joy. Joy, Joy, my Chewini. She incited a riot in the house. Our senior citizen, we have a senior bully pit who is like, she ended up sitting up like it's a home invasion. Oof, oof. I was like, you're stressing her out. Stop. And then, poor P Wicks, my rag doll, poor P Wicks was sitting there like, he didn't know what's happening. He was kind of weirded out. Like, what's all the yelling for? And Joy was excited. She was just like, yeah, I riled everybody up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is. But my kids kept asking me to push it away. And I was like, sorry guys. Usually I would, but I was like, sorry guys. So, and I could feel it in my chest. I could feel like a release in my chest. And again, I'm not going to claim that I did all that. That's a little far fetched even for me. But it's this thing of, it serves as confirmation that the excess energy that I was holding on to that would eventually lead to maybe frustration was being released. And so today I felt very cleared to do all the things that I wanted to do, work stuff, creative stuff, my art stuff, right? I'm creating a new sword series. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, I'm telling you. Um, so allow yourself to love yourself in that space, that shadow space. That's where a lot of your power is. The reason it's there is not because the power is evil or comes from demons. It's because we as humans innately are afraid of the dark for some reason. It stems from our survival instincts from way earlier on, before they hybridized us, from way earlier on, right? And so until you develop a level of maturity that can ensure you won't misuse the gifts you are going to access in that shadow space, you'll be too afraid to enter into the shadow. Now is the time for you to enter into the spaces where you need to retrieve your parts, okay? Card number 29, perfect acceptance in reverse. For some of us, it's hard for us to accept. It's hard for us to believe. There is just so much synchronicity. There is so much synchronicity going on. You asked for a confirmation, you're almost immediately given it. But for many of us, even though we asked for the confirmation, we're immediately like, "Well, I don't know. It's far-fetched." You guys just heard me say that. It's so far-fetched. It's up to you if you want to receive the confirmation or if you don't, right? Like even earlier today when I picked up my handy down dandy mouse tool. My mouse tool. My new world translation mouse tool. And it gave me further confirmation of some of the things that I've been contemplating. But if I don't want to believe that the message is for me and that it's just a coincidence, that's my prerogative, right? Card number 13, liberation, free yourself, but it's in reverse. You have to let go of this concept that you've been programmed to believe in, this concept of purity, right? Like, sometimes what we are taught about purity is actually the feathered serpent seeking to feed off our flesh. I mean, that don't look like a love tap. That do not look like a love tap, right? Okay. Feathered serpent, a usurper, mimicking divinity, mimicking all the goodness in creation, presenting itself as white and feathered. So that way you could assume that they are some type of seraph, right? So there was this person, you know who you are. There was this person in an old session. They I was given information to give them about how they basically were hybridized with seraphim code, right? And they totally went to town with that. They didn't even let me finish what I was going to say, and they were just so utterly delighted at the prospect of being this ridiculously powerful thing and controlling people. And I'm just like, this is making me uncomfortable. What time is it? What time? Where's the clock? I think session's done. And but yeah, like half the seraphim fell. Half the seraphim fell. What do you think the principalities are? They're fucking fallen seraphim. Please, you didn't even let me finish. I'm just like, this is going to be an issue. This is going to be an issue. And then it became an issue. It's been the same issue for the past 3 or 4 years. It's been the same fucking issue. So I'm learning, again, be blunt. What I should have done in that moment was be like, oh, no, don't get too excited. I'm talking about the fallen seraphim, but I'm sure if you put enough effort, you could potentially not be so demonic in this life. That's what I should have said. But I didn't want to hurt people's feelings, remember? That was when I was still very much catering, gaslighting myself into this space of like, just be quiet. Just be quiet. Because sometimes when you say things, it hurts people's feelings. So just be quiet. Look what being quiet got me. It went from fucking seraphim to then being Jesus. Which would have been fine if he didn't start volunteering me to be his Mary Magdalene. Like, fuck, bro. I think you probably smell like moldy laundry and cheese. Leave me alone. Yeah. In case you guys are wondering how that started, that's how it started. Because I should have just been like, no. I mean, you're a fucking demon. And I'm being nice to try and encourage you to not be so demonic. I'm just saying. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How many times have you kept quiet because you thought you were going to be rude, only to have your silence be the very thing that gave the person permission to make a big fat fucking mess in your house? I'm saying. Okay. I'm learning, like, every time that I don't have the courage to just be blunt, really fucked up stuff happens in my life. Yes, I end up correcting it, but just really fucked up shit happens in my life. The issue with that fucking weirdo ass person who I rented a house from for my brother, and then he was like he would carry the keys to the house in his pocket, and he would unlock the deadbolt with it without. You need to fucking check smoke alarms every couple of weeks. Why you keep trying to come in the house? Why you keep asking my people if I'm home? The fuck is wrong with you, bro? That's because I was too nice. That's because I was too nice, and he thought I was single. I have a metal allergy. That's why I don't wear rings. What the fuck? Okay? So sometimes you just need to find this inner part of you that's just like, hey, this how it is. It is what it is. Let's keep it moving. Right? Let's keep it moving. I'm not interested. Keep it moving. Right? The predatory people in the world, that is probably part of what's needing to be corrected for you personally. The predatory people of the world have this inclination to be predatory, but they want an easy victim. Now, if you're going to present yourself as someone who would be easy to victimize because of your compliance, because of your political correctness, because of whatever it is, that will give them some low-key permission. Passive permission is what I call it. It's a very low key type permission where they're like, oh, this is going to be easy. Okay. I wasn't going to be predatory, but since it's going to be easy, I mean, yeah, no, let's do it. The one time in my life that someone who was in the same physical space as me um, went into a predatory state towards me, I was in a very, very mentally vulnerable space, right? That was not long after I shared with you guys some of the really fucked up shit that's been going on with this stalker crap. And I think it's important to give full transparency on that. What really fucked me up mentally and emotionally was not necessarily that some random ass guy who lives with his parents and then goes in his van to spend several nights in the woods when his mom nags him too much. Was threatening to unalive me. That wasn't the part. It was the speaking it out loud and then it suddenly becoming a tangible thing because I spoke it out loud. The power of speaking things out loud and giving it that life, that tangible thing. I mean, imagine what you could do if you were speaking powerful plans of success, peace, stability out loud. I'm saying. But yeah, no, that's what affected me was I had to go through this process um of really processing what I've just been like, I don't care. Because the whole time I was like, I don't care, whatever. He's fucking weird. What a fucking weirdo. That's what I would always say as I go ahead and archive the message. What if and I wouldn't even open them. Yeah, I wouldn't even open them. What really fucked me up was when I began to have to open it so that I could categorize each email for the lawyers. Then I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Right? And now I'm just like, no, this is the same shit. It's the same shit. Whatever. Who gives a fuck? What a fucking pussy. I was talking to my cousin and I was like, my cousin goes, where are you now? And mind you, she doesn't have my address. She hasn't known the general location of where I am for the past several years. The last time she knew what state I was in, it was a couple years ago. And she just assumes, I'll call her if something bad is happening. So she just assumes everything's fine. And I told her where I was right now. Um, and she goes, wait, what? I thought you were in blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, girl, that's like how many years ago? And she goes, of um I can never keep track of where you are. And I was like, right. And then I forgot what oh, she was asking me exactly what my full legal name is because she needs it for something. And I told her, and I was like, as long as you don't call me Maria again. It's like this inside joke because when I was pregnant, she tried to see me in labor and delivery as giving birth. And I was so pissed off at all my immediate relatives that I put a restriction. They won't tell anyone I'm there, even if they get my name right. They'll be like, we don't have a patient by that name. And so my cousin worked at that hospital for that hospital. And she tells the security, I'm looking for Maria. That's not even my fucking name. Oh, how could you? Why would you ask for Maria? And so when she was asking me for my full legal name again the other day, I was like, as long as you don't call me Maria. And she's cracking up. And I was like, Oh my God, cousin, would you believe? So I have this one stalker, fucking crazy ass stalker. What a weirdo. And he's been telling me he wants to kill me for like 3 years, maybe 4 years. I don't know. I don't keep track. But he randomly renames me Maria. And for a moment, when I realized he really committed to renaming me Maria, I'm like, is my cousin demonic? I was like, bitch, what the fuck did you start? You need an extraction or something. Because he calls me Maria too. And my 2 cousins are like, wait, did you just hear what you said? I was like, yeah, don't call me Maria. And then my other cousin goes, do you not realize you just said that someone wants to kill you? And I was like, oh, boo, that's old news. She's like, oh my God, you don't even care. And I was like, oh no, it's being taken care of. Don't worry. You gotta just really have, I guess, a sense of humor or be able to see it for what it is. You really do. I'm at a point where, and this is how I see things, okay? If this basement dweller mama's boy actually had the balls to board a plane and unalive me, it's been how many years? Either do it or shut the fuck up because you're a pussy. That's kind of my stance now. You know what I mean? Like, no, you have no fucking idea what you're going to be walking into, coming to my dwelling, threatening me and my children. You have no fucking idea. I never occupy a state that does not have a stand your ground law. Ever. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. So, frame everything in the context of the reality of what it is. Frame everything in the context of the reality of what it is. Michael says to tell you guys. So this thing that I have to go to, remember I was telling you, like, someone's partner and they irk me and blah, 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 blah. Well, there's a high probability that that thing that I need to help with might take me to Switzerland. What you gonna do? Not a damn thing. Not a damn fucking thing. You're being phased out. It's destined. It's destined because I made it so. Talk about miscalculation. You have no fucking idea. None. No fucking idea. By the way, for people, I mean, I don't show my husband. No one knows. No one knows. So it's kind of like this thing of, I want to show him off, but he doesn't want me to. He goes to the gym and he lifts massive heavy. And, maybe it's time. He's not really a person of many words when it comes to this kind of shit. Why? Well, he's my beast. You think I would marry and stay married to a fucking schmuck? That's over 240 pounds of protect my wife beastliness. Keep fucking around and find out. I mean, I know what I'm capable of, but I'm just saying. I got a big set of balls because I borrow his. Yeah. The correction has begun. And I know you're going to watch this because you're obsessed. And you're also a pussy. You live with your mom, and then you hide in your minivan in the woods when she lectures you too much. How the fuck old are you? You're pushing 30 if you're not already 30. Fucking pathetic. I'm just saying, no one here is scared of you. For all the people who are like that, you're being phased out. You're being phased out. The correction has been initiated. It was initiated a few months ago, but now we're being given confirmation as a community, as members of a community, as individual people within a community. We are being given confirmation. Oh, my boo is here. Every time I've asked him to put your threatening emails in the archive, that's what he says. That's what he says. Yeah. Yeah. So you've been our running joke for quite some time. Card number 1, make peace with your past. So say what you need to say, do what you need to do, make sure it remains in a space of integrity, and then make peace with a process you had to enter into to purge this out of your life, right? It's really important. I think that, it might be very unattractive for you guys to witness me finally just really being cutthroat with my communication. It's time. It's time. It's beyond time, right? Like it needs to be reiterated just how bottom barrel that bullshit is and that it's phasing out, right? Just so this space is no longer hospitable to any of that demonic fucking bullshit. You want to come around and find out? You want to play around? You're going to find out. Narcissists don't like to be the butt of the joke. Then don't be an ass. I'm just saying. Don't be an ass. So, the entire universe manifests out of awareness. When you are allowing yourself to be aware of the ways your awareness creates a potentiality for actual tangible manifestation, you then empower yourself to consciously harness that. We do this day in and day out. You might think like you've never been able to do it. Bollocks. Bollocks. You do this day in and day out. For example, if you're consistently looking for people to be annoyed by, you're going to be annoyed by everyone you come across. And then you're going to be like, oh, but Emmy, but everyone's annoying. Yeah, because all you look for are the annoying people. If you're consistently waiting to have a really messed up situation during the day while you're at work, whatever it is, even if amazing things are happening, you're not going to be paying attention to that. Instead, you're waiting for something messed up. And then the moment you feel like, okay, this might be the messed up thing, and then you overreact, you end up making it the most messed up thing. You manifest it. Right? So, oh, where did it go? It's right here. The entire universe manifests out of awareness. So it's okay to be aware, but don't hyperfixate. You need to allow yourself to be aware of the negatives and then focus on the positives that you want to come out of that negative. That's why for me, everything negative that I go through, if you give me enough time, sometimes I can do it quickly. Sometimes I need to let that percolate a little bit. But anything that I go through, it then becomes something where, um, sorry, I got distracted. I saw something shiny. I'm sorry. Oh, anything that I go through, if I'm recognizing that it's something negative, I will then begin to actively seek out the positivity that can come from this, right? It's a positive thing. So it's a positive thing. You can do this for anything. And it's not about lying to yourself. I remember when I left California, like actually left, I was in such a fractured state, having to leave. I didn't want to leave, but I had to, right? And I remember like at the time I had a Toyota Sienna. My mom had bought me a brand new Toyota Sienna. And we had had it for maybe like 3 years already or something like that, 4 years. And my very toxic sibling began taking care of all of her personal affairs because she became bedridden. And it was this thing of one day we were, my husband was going to his brand new job, and he was working graveyard, and he was about to go, or evening shift, something like that. He was about to go. He left where we were at, and then he comes back and he's like, someone stole the car. I'm like, shut up. He goes, no, it's not there. I said, are you sure that you went to where it's parked? And he's like, it's not there. And I was like, well, was there broken glass everywhere? And he's like, no. I was like, huh. My dick ass brother had it repoed because he was pissed that I left. So he had it repoed. And so my husband was stranded. He couldn't go to work. Luckily, his new job was like, it's all good, but you work tomorrow. Luckily, he had his BMX bike, and he would have to ride I don't know, something like 13 miles, 10 miles, something like that on a BMX. What the fuck? On a BMX to get to work. Luckily, he's so beastly and athletic, right? And at first I was mad, rightfully so. At first I was mad because that car was almost paid off, you know? Um, and then I looked for the positivity. That was the only thing. That car, because it was under my mom's name, the financial portion was strictly her name, the registration was strictly her name, the insurance was strictly her name. So those are things where I need to communicate with them for insurance card, for registration, like that forces interaction, right? Well, when you fucking repo the only thing that would force me to interact with you, you set me free. That's what I told my husband. I was like, is it fucked up that I feel relieved? I mean, that it kind of fucks us over, but I feel so relieved because now there's really nothing that connects us. And now we can really just live our life and be peaceful. Like, we don't need any of that bullshit anymore. I mean, it wasn't a happy thing, but I found the positivity in that, right? And in not having that connection, there was no forwarding address, there was no email, no telephone, no social media, nothing, no way to reach anyone in my family. And in those years that I was gone, I was able to establish such a profound peace that I was able to find myself, that I was able to find Emmy. Yeah, it created tremendous hardship. It did. But I felt like the hardship that we went through was really more of me earning the right to live such a blessed life. It was fucking beautiful life. Right? It was so amazing. I love that part of our life together. Is that crazy? I love that part of our life together. Like our kids were so freaking happy. And life was just so simple. It was so peaceful, so quiet. It's amazing. All of that born from tremendous challenge, right? And the reason it was able to manifest in that way was because I had an awareness of the beautiful potential that was imbued in this, right? It was infused into this traditionally seen as nothing but negative. Oh, it is so far from that. So far from that. I know, I always say that, right? I feel it so strongly. Just I mean, I know my kids wouldn't agree to it anymore because they just bougie now. No, I'm joking. They're not bougie. It's just, you can only be on the road for so long before the kids are bored of being on the road. And they just want to be, in a brick and mortar home and just, maybe sit in the backyard or whatever it is. Right. And so I always take into consideration what they need at whatever point of development they're at. So those days are gone. It was so beautiful, Mindy. Oh my God. It was so, so, so beautiful. Like, if you look at live streams that I had before, I want to say August 2018. If you look at live streams, old live streams, and they're only on Facebook. If you look at anything before August 2018, you can see it on me. Like life is just so beautiful and it's so fun and nothing ever bothered me, right? I know. They're never gonna agree to be in an RV again because we fucking turn the backyard into a Mario Kart wherever we live. Into a Mario Kart course. Yeah. Hi, unicorn fish. Okay, let's see. Words have great power. Use them for the greater good. Yes. 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 This is what I was just saying. Really speaking things into being, right? Letting it become something tangibly felt. When feeling disheartened, stop and watch a child at play. Or what I've learned to do is stop and watch my inner child play. Allow myself to live in a very detached, carefree manner, even if it's for just a moment, right? Letting myself just laugh uncontrollably at things that I find amusing. Um, allow myself to be easily entertained by simple things and just reverting back to a space of simple childhood. Like, my husband, the other day, I was like, I want mountains. Like, we're on a mountain, but I want a higher mountain. And I want forest. I want to see the forest. And so we get ready. What time in the morning? We get in the car and he found somewhere to take me. That's a fucking high ass mountain with forests. And, usually people will be like, oh, we're going to go hiking and then we're going to have a picnic with some wine and some cheese. Oh, shit. Oh my God. Okay, I'll stop. I've been entertaining myself too much. But Yeah, no, we didn't go hiking. I forgot to bring my knee brace. Instead, I was noticing all the flora that was growing. I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And then we ended up stopping at the visitor center, and I started talking to the worker, and I got to show you guys. It's just some magical ass shit, yo. It's just fucking magical. It's like badass and magical all combined into one. And the person um gave me a pamphlet with what all of the most common wildflowers are in the area. I was like, the names? And their pictures? Yeah. And I was just floored. And so literally I was just staring at everything like, "Ooh, oh, I think this one is this and this," to the point where my husband is like, "You're becoming obsessively weird." Like today, I was talking about foraging again, and he said I was becoming obsessively weird about wild weeds, and I was like, "You mean excessively magical as fuck?" And he goes, "Exactly." Okay, let's be concise with our words. Excessively weird in a hyper magical way. Look at this. Have you ever seen anything like that? And and that looks like it's from the Whoville. What? It looks like spun cotton candy. It's like the juxtaposition of the magical spin of the cotton. It's not cotton. And then the fucking spikes. And I was like, "Do you have gloves?" He goes, "You're not taking that shit in the car." He already knew. He already knew. I was like, Do you have gloves?" He goes, "No, no, you are not taking that." I was like, "Do you have a bag? Do you have a bag?" He's like, "No, you're going to take that and it's going to dry out and all those fucking seeds are going to spread throughout the property and we're going to have a fucking problem." I like, "It's magical. What's wrong with you?" He already knew. He already knew. Mhm. So he's not willing to forage with me. He's like, "I'm not going to go to jail for foraging." Because we saw a lot of rangers. And I was like, "Just do it." And he was like, he goes, "I'm not going to go to jail for a dumbass reason like foraging." I was telling him like, you're being dumb. You're not going to go to jail for fucking taking weeds. You're just going to get fined. And you know what he said? "If you won't buy me a $20 toy, I'm not gonna pay a fine." I don't care. So you know what I did? You know what I did? I invited my personal assistant to join me foraging. And you know what? I'm gonna have my husband drive us. So when the ranger pulls us over, guess what? He's the driver, it's his car, therefore it is his property. I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I just got in the car. He goes, "You wouldn't do that to me." He said I was weird. I don't know. I might not be your Bonnie that day. You might just have to be Clyde by yourself. He goes, "That's so," I know. He was telling me. I was like, what? He goes, do you know what they would do to me in jail when they find out I'm in jail because I picked wild plants? I was like, babe, why would you tell them that's why you're in jail? Come on now. Why would you tell them that? Make something up. Because you saw someone from a set you don't like, you fuck their ass up. And then mama call the cops, you fuck her. No, we get you in trouble. And then her mama call his friends, you fuck them up too. Then the cops came because the neighbors got scared. And you pulled out the pew pew. That's why you in jail right now. Make something up. I want the plant. I want it. I want it. And he wouldn't stop. I saw all these baby trees that I can bonsai. And he wouldn't stop. He goes, no. Next time I'm just going to be like, oh my God, I got to vomit. He will slam on his brakes because no one's going to vomit in his car. Oh, but he's watching. Damn it. There goes my plan. Never mind. Anyways, you're such a killjoy. Wish others wealth and happiness. Yours will come too. Darn. So, you don't necessarily need to pray for someone's downfall. It's going to happen. Whoever this is that's been really messed up to you, going out of their way to be extra, extra wicked. Don't worry about it anymore. Everything is falling into place. Their house of cards, their house of greasy cheese is crumbling. Become a warrior to dispel the darkness. What you do need to do is fight through this process if you're trying to if you're wanting to give up, if you're feeling like this is horrible, I can't take anymore, blah 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 blah, fight through it. Okay? Fight through it. Fight through it. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do, Teresa. Because you're not allowed to take anything from a federal park. You're not allowed to. So, yeah. And, I mean, you can find other areas that have similar flora that are not federal or state. Replace greed by cultivating discrimination. And I think discrimination, what they mean by that is not the negativity that has been propagated by social media. I think for discrimination, what they're talking about is discernment, right? Replace greed by cultivating discernment. Replace envy by focusing on your accomplishment. Notice, excuse me. Notice that the past couple cards keep talking about replace. You need to empty out the energies and the mindsets of the spaces you're currently occupying, because as part of the correction, it's already going to be emptied out. It's going to be emptied out. And if you just begin the process, you won't feel like everything's being taken away from you. When we go through a dark night of the soul and the unnecessary things begin to be shed, because we're not intending to do that, like intentionally trying to get rid of that, we have a tendency to perceive that everything's being taken away from us. No, boo. The only things that are being taken away are the things that are poisoning you. So if you can begin the process, it won't be something that is like, it won't be something that will feel like you're being deprived. Excuse me. I have so much phlegm. It's gross. It lives in my lungs. It lives in my lungs. Someday You will be gone. Fuck you, phlegm. That's my song. So, okay. There's an attempt to try and prevent you from shining and an attempt to block you from your intuition. I promise you, you're getting a feeling from this reading. Hold up. Something popped in my head. I use the star sign. I promise you. I promise you. Fucking, I forgot. Oh, shit. I forgot when I picked up the props. Damn. What was I saying? Well, carrying forward, new chapter in reverse. So, this new chapter, your intuition and your shine, all in reverse. These are the things that you need to make sure is right side up so that you can bring this all into fruition. If you allow the things, right? If you allow these things to do what they need to do, your life is about to take on a whole new perspective, a whole new way of being. The time for struggle is coming to an end. That's what I hear. Your time of struggle is ending. And it's scary because you've struggled for much of your life. As you have struggled, you've really just become complacent, been stagnant in that space of dissatisfaction, lack of accomplishment, lack of this, lack of that, just a very lacking type existence at this point. Now, there might be some of you who feel very satisfied, right? Um, and if you feel very satisfied in your life and what you've accomplished thus far, and you feel like everything is on track, everything is going amazing, and like there's nothing left to want, like everything is just beautiful, you can't believe it, life is perfect, please let me know in the comments. Like, seriously, please let me know in the comments. Let me know. Let your girl know. I mean, that's not too many people feel that way. So if you don't feel that way, what I'm trying to get at is don't be so disheartened. You're not alone in that sense of dissatisfaction, frustration, feeling stagnant, feeling stuck. You're not alone in that. I'm sorry if I'm irritating your ears with my. That was lovely. That was a good one. Allow yourself to have gratitude, right? Allow yourself to walk with your dignity intact, knowing you have multiple streams of awareness being infused, multiple streams of intuitive knowing being infused to the degree that even the parasitic things that try and reach out for you, you just don't notice anymore. You don't even need to notice because they're not going to be able to touch you, right? So, cosmic connection in reverse. So this person that you're dealing with, whatever circumstance you're dealing with, they have some varying degree of belief that what the two of you have is a cosmic connection, a soul connection. Maybe they think you're their twin. Right. So that's always lovely. Let me violate your sovereign space because I'm your twin. I'm allowed to. Why are you mad? You're tripping. Like, you don't understand. I should be able to do this. That's why I'm doing it. It's because I love you. Stop that. Stop that. It's this very distorted, like, I don't know. I think this is part of the reason why they act the way they do. If you're dealing with someone, they act the way they do with you because Mhm. you would you are framing it in your head as though, well, because they think we have a cosmic connection, or because we have a cosmic connection. And it's almost like a sense that for some of you, um they don't see it as a cosmic connection. They see it as you are their property. That's not good. That's not good. Because first off, that's a very childish stance, right? It's very rare for a child to play with their toy in a way that shows how much they cherish that toy. Right? Typically children, um the average child will be heavy-handed with their toys, and their toys break, and they throw them, and all of that. Well, that's a good question. Do you feel like twins are simply a runner chaser dynamic, or something more? So, the actuality of twins is there's no runner chaser dynamic. Sorry. There's no runner chaser. That was a half truth that was infused, pressure injected into this falsified, very much bastardized rendering of what twins are. True twins don't have a runner chaser dynamic. They coexist. Always. They coexist. Um there will be times where one is triggered within their process, and they will need time to themselves. They're not running from you. How are you going to run from someone if you share an internal auric shield? You can't. That's why I get so frustrated with the whole with the whole twin topic, because too many people who are toxic will use anything I say, no matter how intellectual, no matter how spiritual, no matter the integrity, the intention, they will use it, and they will twist it up to really support whatever twisted BS they found online. Yeah. 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 Michael says, don't show you guys. Can I read it to them? All right. It says I can read it to you guys. Parts of it. Hold on. Hmm. Let's see. Ah. Ah. I don't know where it is. Oh, wait. Let's check here. Oh, here. Let's see. You belong dead. You were supposed to stay single in this life, await 5D Earth, this shit to close down, and have your Jesus Christ as your equal. You were supposed to stay single and then have your beloved one back. But instead, you just went away. My beloved 5D, they would infest because you are only meant with Jesus to be. Point. That was your promise as Maria. That was your promise as Maria Magdala. I don't want any fucking dirt in my beloved 5D Earth and 6D and 7D. I want cleanness. Eugenius. You fucking kids. Did you go to school? Oh, that's right. You did. Because the girl picked on you and that's why you hate women. That's right. Anyways, um, I want cleanness, Eugenius, euphoric bloodline cleanness, clean energy. I want everyone fucking praying the twin ray prayer. I want everyone to be able to quote the Guteau, the great design. I want everyone and everything perfectly in that order, row after row, in perfect fucking line. And I want everything else dead that does not believe in my beloved corpse. I mean, source. What the fuck? I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying. So it's like, you know, people will use this twin topic to justify the dumbest, most horrendous stupidity and manipulative agenda. They will. I mean, that's not most people, but you'll come across people who will do that. There is no runner chaser in a twin dynamic. None at all. None. 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 What happens is an awareness gets triggered. Sometimes they'll take turns being triggered. The triggering is the awareness arising regarding a lesson, a subject matter, whatever it is. And sometimes it's because they mirror each other and one is seeing within the other an aspect of themselves that they find unbearable. And so it triggers them, right? But that triggers the awareness of what needs to be worked on. So there's no runner chaser. There's not much of the other things that people talk about, so like convinced that it's the absolute truth. Yeah, you can have multiple twins. Yeah, when people talk about twin flames, they're like fraternal twins. They don't share the innermost shield. They share the womb space, but they have their own amniotic sacs. And then you have one twin ray who shares not just the womb, but the amniotic sac. So those type, you only have one. And that one, you share your innermost auric shield together. You can't push them out. So how are you going to run if you can't even push them out? You can't. How are you going to chase? There's nowhere to go. Y'all are stuck side by side. forever, regardless. Whether you talk, whether you're friends, whether you're in a romantic relation, all of that is irrelevant. That has nothing to do with twin stuff. That's human stuff, right? We try and juxtapose, or not juxtapose, we try and superimpose a highly divine circumstance over a human thing, right? Because we're starved for connection. We feel very alone. We're afraid to face ourselves. It's typically the people who struggle to face who they are, how they are, the things they need to work on about themselves. It has nothing to do with a good person, bad person. It's when someone has those type of personal struggles, those are the people who will be much more susceptible to this twin flame foolery that's been spread far and wide. Yeah. So it's unfortunate. It's created a lot of potentiality for people who just they don't know any better, to get caught up in really bad circumstance and to enable it, to tolerate and enable that bad circumstance because they're basing it off the premise like this is my twin, this is a runner chaser. I just have to be patient. No, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. My personal logic when it comes to twins, especially twin rays, is that I hold you to a higher degree of accountability because you have a closer connection to me. You should have a higher degree of ability to understand what will and will not hurt me deeply. So if you hurt me deeply, I'm more inclined to be like, oh, hell no. I don't want to do anything with you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. You're fucked up, right? There are things that people will say or do that could possibly offend me to some degree, but I'll just like kind of laugh it off, like, oh, whatever. You wouldn't know that that would offend me, so whatever. It's not anything personal. And my husband can say something that for other people is just so benign, and I'll be like, what the fuck did you just say to me? I hold him to a very high degree of accountability. I have lived my entire life with you for 20 something years, 24 years, going on 25. I know how long we've been together. um, yeah, no, you need to have learned me by now if you claim to love me. So if you don't know, maybe we're in a different mindset in that moment and I'm in a different mood, or maybe he just didn't think about it. Maybe it was something in the way he said it. I don't know, whatever. But for me, I'm going to be like, no, no, I'm fucking pissed off. You said something fucked up. And he's like, what did I say? I'm like, you know, like, no, we are not there anymore where we're just still getting to know each other. So I have an even higher expectation of twins, right? Yep. 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 Sheeman got it right there. Yep. I'm not allowed to say those words because then my video gets flagged. I'm already shadow banned. I am. Whatever. Yeah. Yep. That right there. Yep. So you're on a sacred journey. You need to toss out this whole cosmic connection, twin, whatever. I'm not against the topic of twins if it's the actuality of what twins are, right? I'm not against the topic though. So, or I mean, the truth of it. I'm not against that. Um, what I'm frustrated by is the utter fuckery that's spread because it hurts people. It causes them to allow others to continue to hurt them. I don't play with that kind of stuff. I don't like that. It makes me itch. It makes me so upset. It makes me itch. I don't like when people mess with each other. And no, you don't have to be patient through this. Meaning, okay, let me. It's not that you don't have to be patient. It's that you are mistaking perpetual waiting and putting your life in limbo for a person as being patient. That's not patience, right? That's not patience. That's not patience. Um Village baby, I can talk about it in depth. Actually, I want to go um I want to go into the Soul Sanctuary exclusive chat tomorrow. I just have to see what's going on, what time class ends, and all of that, because I think we're going to have an extended class tomorrow. But it's this thing of something shifted. There's always shifts. Something shifted, and Michaela says that certain types of conversations need to be held in an elevated space of sacredness. So that's going to have to be talked about in the Soul Sanctuary exclusive chat. And then I also want to share some really important information that came through, I think earlier today, or was it yesterday? It came through, and it prima vata. I cannot talk about it here, though. I probably shouldn't have even said that word. And I don't think that you guys will be able to find information on that online, because it's part of the Akashic records that are classified. Meaning, if you don't have high level access, it's completely withheld from the Akashic records. It's in a chamber, and you have to have a specific um melodic melodic harmonic resonance. It's not just a frequency signature, it's a whole song. If you don't know the song, you don't have the classification to enter. But it has to do with some of the things that we talked about in the last exclusive chat, where, you know, I think because I said their name in their native tongue, the pronunciation it's just ew. I hate the sound of the way they speak. It just right? It has to do with that. Let me get off the topic. Anyways, free spirit. Just keep on going. Keep on going. Let this correction be what it is. Let it do what it's going to do. And let what it does serve you to the highest degree. Okay. Let it serve you to the highest degree of divinity. Oh, so Mindy, I had the ET, the Emmy Theory talks. It's not that exclusive chat. Um, my assumption, and I don't know who signed up for that. My assumption is that space got breached. Not during the live stream itself, but at some point, um, someone or something gained access to the page and is waiting for me to reveal information. So Michael said, for my own safety, which is why I had that anyways. Michael said, for my own safety, I can only have these types of conversations in the soul sanctuary um, space. So if you guys want to sign up for that, that one goes to support. Let me see. That one goes to support Soulwork Synergistics, our church. It is here. No, not Tea Party, silly. Okay. Here. The soul sanctuary.love is where you go if that's something you want to do. I thought I would have at least a couple months where I could really like just fucking unleash information. Apparently not. Whatever. Whatever. But the information that I am going to release, I'm hoping tomorrow. Either way, I'm going to come live here first, do a quick read just so everyone gets the notification and is aware when I'll be going live in the Soul Sanctuary. Love. It's this one had my mind just abso-fucking-lutely blown. It was blown to smithereens. I will give you a hint. It has to do with the Anunnaki. And I don't think it's information you're going to find anywhere. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure you're not going to find it anywhere. Yeah. So it's very delicate information, and it is something that gives us a better idea of the timeline, how things are going to unfold, some of the things that need to be prepared for. So those in the sanctuary, if possible, if you can come on while I'm live, that'd be perfect so that you guys can ask me whatever questions you want to ask. You don't have to come on the video chat portion. You can stay in the comments if you don't want to come up. It's perfectly fine. But yeah. That way, if you do have questions, you can ask me and I can answer it while I'm still in there. Okay. So yeah, it, it didn't last long. I'm just like, bro, serious? Are you serious right now? Like, I just created that. Yeah, no, people are just too much, is what it is. Hold on really quick. I see a question. I'm gonna get going in a minute, but here, let me just check. And then I had a long ass week today. Damn! 643 signatures for the petition. I haven't even been talking about it. And people are still signing. That's insane. That's so crazy. I mean, actually, it's not. It's tangible confirmation that you fucking suck. As a person, you suck. You suck, and your shit's not going to be tolerated. No one's buying your bullshit because you're full of shit. Oh, I got a reading for you. I got a reading for you. Okay? Because I'm going to be nice right now. Let me just. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give you a reading. Okay? It's not going to be my words. What is going on? Okay. Here we go. Okay. It's a really good reading. It's a really, really good reading. This reading is very inspiring. Some people need to listen to it a few times.
This is Mommy.
This is Shane.
And
This is your message.
do it, dude.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay.
Like that?
Perfect.
Dude.
Once. Okay. If you don't have the time to poop regularly, you'll have a shit attitude.
Oh, Shane. If you don't take the time to poop regularly, you're going to have a shit attitude. I saved it just to share. Do you know what I'm saying? Magnesium glycinate. Spray some. It'll help you with your shitty attitude. Okay, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Oh. Okay, one last nugget. Oh my God. I went to go delete the video that I just showed you guys because I don't like taking up unnecessary space on my laptop. And for some reason, Michael pointed this out to me and I didn't know what it said. So I clicked on it. When they think they activated their crown chakra, but it was their clown chakra. Oh, shit. I'm saying, Michael doesn't like you either. I don't blame him. I don't blame him, you know? Your clown chakra is lit. All right, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. On top of that, hi, David. On top of that, if you would like to join the Soul Sanctuary exclusive chats, it's going to get really intense tomorrow. It's going to get really, really intense. This is information that so I'll see you guys. Bye, everyone.